Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the NetSuite Podcast SuiteWorld edition here at SuiteWorld 2025. I'm your host, Tori Youngblood, and we have a very exciting conversation coming up with our one and only Craig Sullivan and also one and only Patrick Puck. But first, Chris, I think we have something important to say, right?
We do. We need to talk about Celigo. Celigo helps companies go beyond integration with intelligent automation across all your applications. Learn proven strategies to streamline order to cash, fulfillment, EDI, and more. Walk away with a clear roadmap to drive greater efficiency, resilience, and ROI from your NetSuite investment. Get to know Celigo and try it today.
I think I will. Thanks,
Great.
Chris.
Thanks.
And thank you, Celigo.
Can we get Chris to start all of our meetings going forward?
Isn't his voice so calming?
Amazing.
Don't you feel just so relaxed with the couch and Chris's voice?
And he's clearly comfortable with us commenting on it. So.
Well, I mean, he's so used to it at this point. It's all I talk about. We were asking him to read flight information earlier, or maybe just some NPR, some weather.
TWA 720.
Can we get you to do some accounting acronyms as well?
Oh, now you're speaking Craig's
Are
language.
you available for other work?
No.
I think maybe we have our next keynote voice.
There you go.
For next year. So speaking of the keynote, Craig, Patrick, welcome. And for everyone listening, if you are unfamiliar with our product leaders here on this couch, we have GVP of Product Management, Craig Sullivan, and GVP of AI Strategy and Design and Engineering, Patrick Puck. Both welcome. So Craig, you've been doing this for a while, this keynote thing. I know your ritual because we've done this before.
Yes.
Last time we did have hot sauce. Were you a little nervous I was going to bring hot sauce out again?
I was very nervous, actually, because I know Chris is also a pro at that, too.
We are going to have to bring back the hot sauce.
The hot sauce? Craig and I, we ate some hot sauce and chatted for an interview last SuiteWorld, but I know your ritual. You have your shirt, and you have your shirt on today. For everyone listening who's not watching the video, Craig has our AI particle bloom.
Bloom, that's right, yeah.
Bloom as in Chris Bloom.
Named in Chris's honor.
Exactly. So, Patrick, this was your first keynote. Did you do anything to get in the zone?
Practice. That's what I did.
No special shirts.
No, but now that I see Craig's, I think I want
this
one.
This is a one of a kind.
I want my own bloom.
The AI bloom is infused into the fabric.
Someone give Patrick his own bloom.
They're not available. They don't make more of them.
There's only one bloom, and it is Craig's. Okay. So, most important question we have to ask today is, out of the two of you, who has the better accent?
What? I don't have an accent.
Accent?
What?
Who's? What are you talking about? Whose accent is better out of yours?
Definitely Chris's.
It's Tori's.
We've already established everyone loves your voice more than mine, and that is completely fine. So, I think
my mom thinks my accent is the best.
Does Patrick's mom also think your
My
accent is best?
mom also thinks that Craig's accent is the best.
All right, Craig has the bloom, he has the accent. Now let's talk about what we're really here to talk about, NetSuite Next, the biggest announcement in our 27-year history, which, Chris, you've been a part of.
It's an explosion of features and capabilities.
It's pretty incredible. So to kick things off, can you guys tell us about NetSuite Next and what it means for our customers?
Of course.
Go for it.
Would you like to go first?
No, go for it.
Well, as you just said, it is the biggest announcement and the biggest new offering in the history of since the very instantiation of basically when Chris and Evan and the team invented the cloud, basically. What it really means, and we've had some really great sessions. Evan's keynote yesterday, the product keynote today, really drove it home in terms of it being a revolution in the experience of interacting with a business application, natural language, the system reasoning, the system understanding how you speak it, meeting you in in your moment to help you really get the insights that you need from the business data that is pervasive across the entire suite. And on top of that, Patrick and team have also been working on some agentic stuff too that kind of sits under the covers and powers it all.
It's difficult to describe how excited I am about what's happening right now. It's such a transformative moment. What we're experiencing right now with AI is truly, I've never seen anything like that in my career. And being able to put this innovation and this technology to use for our customers, I think is just an incredible opportunity. The teams have been working really hard for quite a long time to get to this moment. It's the confluence of a lot of work from a lot of people, and yesterday and today I think was incredibly exciting to finally show it to the world and let customers see how we are reimagining NetSuite for the era of AI, and I think it's incredibly exciting.
Yeah, we actually spoke to Gary and Brian right before this, and they echoed that exact sentiment as well. You all have been working on this for so long, and Gary was telling me we were itching. We were itching to show this to customers, and it's been amazing to finally unveil it on stage, and it's amazing to see. So what are some of your favorite features of NetSuite Next?
All of them. I mean, the thing that's most astonishing, you think about what we do. It's a business application, right? We do complex business processes. We support the creation of financials, the fulfillment of orders, things like accounts payable and running depreciation. Now, experiencing that in the way that NetSuite Next will bring that to our customers next year, and that's like the kinds of experiences that they have using social media. Using ChatGPT and Claude in their everyday lives. The fact that we're bringing that into the workplace is frankly astonishing for anyone that's been around the business application, the ERP industry for any amount of time, because that's just not how applications work and behave. So from that perspective, the experience really is blowing me away. On top of any individual features, and I do have some favorite features too. Things like intelligent payment automation that we announced this week is a huge step forward, embedding that process deeply into the system of record. Great partnership that we have with Bill and helping us enable that. I could go on, but I need to let Patrick also name a few things that he thinks are cool too.
It's like asking me which one of my kids is my favorite.
That's what Gary always says.
You don't say it out loud.
But you do think it. I don't have kids, so it's easy.
Craig only has cats.
Yeah.
So
there are many, yes. I think to me, Ask Oracle, I think is the game changer. This is how we reimagine the user experience, how you start to converse and interact with NetSuite in an entirely new way. And I think it's going to be a game changer, and people will find it incredibly intuitive, and I think they will get a lot of new value out of NetSuite, because they will be able to explore new things and have conversations with NetSuite and achieve new outcomes that they weren't able to before. And the other part that really gets me excited is Suite Agents. I think Suite Agents are incredibly powerful, and as I said earlier, I can't wait to see what our customers do with Suite Agents.
Following on to that, what do you think they're going to find most surprising, or maybe the most cool that you're hoping they're going to lean into here?
I think once you start to converse with Ask Oracle, you're drawn in. You start with one question, and you ask another one, and you start to explore problems that may be deeper than what you thought before. And I think that's going to be surprising to individuals. I mean, we experienced this today already with the AI assistant, ChatGPT, and so on. But it's not a single. I have a question. I want an answer. It's I have a problem. I want an outcome, and then work with NetSuite together. You collaborate to achieve that outcome together. I think that is going to be very new and very exciting to people.
I know even me, when I was looking at the demos ahead of SuiteWorld, I got pumped to see how easy it is going to be to switch. a little switch, a little
Mhm.
push of a button. That was a nice little detail that you all baked into that. Was that your idea, Patrick?
That was Evan's idea. That was Evan's idea.
Evan,
It was
nice.
very, very clear. We have to make this as easy as possible. We cannot create friction, and it's a difficult problem to first to solve. But I think we ended up in a place where it's going to be critical for customers to just turn it on and with and experience it. And it's literally a switch,
Yeah. And I think
push a button.
with that, to that point, while we have come so far with AI adoption, I think even everyday users like myself, even with AI and the way they interact with AI, people are becoming more comfortable with the way they use it. They're ingraining it into their life a little bit more, and so to be able to show customers like you don't have to do a lot of heavy lifting. This is going to be as easy and as integrated as possible is
Exactly.
very, very cool. So Evan talked about on stage why NetSuite was built for AI. And that's really because of the suite, industry excellence, and platform are three main pillars. So how is NetSuite Next really bringing all of this together?
Through the magic of Patrick and the engineering team, largely. Um, that's sort of been our founding principle all the way from the very beginning, and so it's critical that we continue to build on, what's enabled our customers to be so successful, which is bringing all of their data together in a single place, so they're not using multiple systems to run their core business processes, to give them the deep, rich functionality that's specific to both their industry and then their business type through the extensible platform, and then the extensible platform itself, allowing them to further tailor and to configure the solution. And the other part of the platform that's exciting to me is the community that are in the expo behind us, and the livelihoods that they've created, the offerings that they've developed over the last 27 years to actually take their ideas and implement those in service of our customers. And all of them and all of their solutions will instantly also be part of the Ask Oracle, be exposed and available through the AI. And that's actually one of the things that I think that, that the team has been working very hard to build in, is that it's not just our part of the system that is intelligent now. It's all of the parts of the system, whether implemented by our customers or our partner community. So it's a huge leg up for them also.
The thing that strikes me and that I find incredibly interesting is that we've been working on NetSuite for 27 years. We've been building capabilities for 27 years. We innovated the cloud, we invented the cloud, and a lot of that work is actually coming together now. It's like this moment where perfect time for AI to arrive,
Mm-hmm.
and for us to have built the technology over the last 27 years, the incredibly robust platform, our incredibly sophisticated data model, our semantics, the deep industry capabilities, all of it coming together, and it's the perfect time to be in this moment when it transforms with the arrival of AI. So I think it's an incredibly moment.
Yeah, having Chris on the pod, we've been talking to him a lot about the beginning days of NetSuite, building a business in the cloud, and the cloud really gave you, access to your data in a new way. And now with the emergence of AI in NetSuite, we're giving our customers ways to control the insights, control their data in a different way, and control the information that they're deriving for it. So speaking of Ask Oracle, that's a pretty neat feature. What are some of the key components there?
So Ask Oracle is the center innovation from a user experience perspective, because it's the entry point for you to have a conversation, ask questions, get insights, also kick off agentic workflows. It's really your companion that stays with you, that adapts to you, and that unlocks the power of generative AI in combination with NetSuite. The key is it's not just text. It's not just a text conversation. It's actually way more than that. So you can have rich content, you can provide charts, you can provide lists, but the most important part is it's not this co-pilot, as Evan said. It's deeply embedded and integrated into NetSuite, so it can interact with the rest of the application. You ask for it. You ask for it to change something on the page that you're on. It knows where you're on. It knows which report you're looking at. It knows which record you're looking at, which customer record you're on, and so on. So it's really so much more than just a co-pilot, and as ever put it really neatly. And I think that power of context awareness and rich answers and the ability to create canvases on the fly and dashboards on the fly, I think is customers going to love that.
Well, let's ask a little bit deeper there, because it just feels almost like magic watching those demos as they're happening up there. How does it work? How does Ask Oracle infer intents to create these new workflows or new records or new models for your business? How does it all happen? Where's a little bit of that magic?
Yeah. Good question. Well, personally, actually, I don't like to talk about AI as magic. You know why? Because it's magic makes it sound like it's not real.
Right.
But it is real.
I see.
No,
Actually,
it's Tolkien level magic. It's like real fantasy magic. It's not a card trick.
yeah, it's not it's practical and it's real, and
Right.
the way it works is that we leverage the power of large language models to turn intent into action. So, for example, before, when you use the system, you had to say, give me the sales orders of this user because you're going to prepare for a meeting, and then so you need to do the numbers and prepare yourself. Now you don't ask Oracle to do that. What you say is, I'm meeting with this customer. What do I need to know? You don't explain what you want it to do. It figures out what that means, and that's the power of large language models, because it has the general world knowledge business context, and we combine that with the capabilities in NetSuite. So you can say, you're meeting with a customer, I know what that means in general, and now I know what the tools I have available in NetSuite, and the combination of those two things gives it the ability to answer with the right outcome. It's very powerful.
So, question for both of you. What is something about Ask Oracle or AI Canvas that you're really excited for, or you think customers will be really excited for?
Yeah, there's some great examples that we showed I was flicking all the way back through all of the examples that we showed, because there have been so many this week. In subscription metrics, for example, the ability to really again have it understand the context and understand the acronyms and everything that it means to be a successful software or recurring revenue business company, and in essence ask it what's going on with my recurring revenue, and the canvas will surface that initial response and enable that collaboration, so you can dive in deeper, get the insight that you really need, and then also have the system make a proposal, and multiple proposals in some of the examples as to how best to deal with what's going on. And that's going to be a combination of things that the Ask Oracle knows are happening in your business and the way that your business works, as well as it's like having a business consultant on your shoulder at every minute of every day. It's sort of have you thought about this scenario? Have you if you do these two things that are common in your industry or in your particular role, that we know to have success. And so it's that coming together of that business acumen, that business process understanding, and all of your data. It's frankly quite astonishing to see what this thing can do.
I was frankly astonished. I'm sure I wasn't alone in the horror of that demo at seeing a 10% churn predicted for my business. I was absolutely terrified.
As was I.
Like those numbers, I know a lot of people might think 10% churn. That's just, what's that? But for those of us who care about these things, that was a terrifying number. And to see Ask Oracle come back and say, no, we can get your business back on track through its recommendations, short-term and long-term. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and of course, if you're using Ask Oracle from the very beginning, NetSuite Next from the very beginning and benefiting, you can avoid that 10% churn issue in the first place.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Do you feel better now, Chris?
I'm calming down.
Good.
I'm so glad he was paying attention to the numbers. That's what we have to do.
So, Craig, a couple accounting questions for you, because I know how much you love balance sheets and the whole thing.
Wow.
So let's talk autonomous flows.
Okay, I'm all about it.
Craig is done being interviewed by me.
Here I am again.
Here you are. You keep coming back for more. So let's talk autonomous close.
Okay.
Very exciting. 0-day close.
Yes.
That sounds pretty magical, even though it's not. It's not magic.
It's not magic.
It's not magic. What is
Not
it?
magic. It's real life.
It's real life.
It's the real potential.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting. Believe it or not, this is a really interesting, question.
We believe it.
I believe it too. Traditional systems require you or enable you to get a little bit better. Actually, as we were thinking about how best to describe this problem, I was talking about it as the leaping frog issue. You can only get halfway to its goal because there's only so much refinement that you can make if you still have to stop everyone doing their work at midnight on the 30th or the last day of the month, and then come in the next morning and start sorting through all of the numbers and figuring out what's right and what's wrong. You can never get to 0-day through those traditional processes. Autonomous close is doing it all the time. Every moment of every day, it's looking and seeing what are the anomalies, what do you need to take care of. In some cases, it will take care of those for you. And so, in essence, you're always leaping beyond the goal in every moment of every day in order to make sure that when that time comes that you can actually close the books with high confidence. And that confidence is not something that you get at the end of that last day. It's something that you have earlier in the period, and particularly with a recurring revenue business, largely which invoices are going to get sent this month, what revenue is going to be recognized. Autonomous close can predict that for you. So you actually see those projections of sales. It can see, because it's the suite, early stage sales orders. It knows which ones of those are most likely to close and become revenue this month for consulting or other parts of your business. So constantly building that view and saying, we expect your business to have this revenue number, these expenses, it's accruing. Now you've got me started, you see. It's accruing based upon deliveries received, not invoiced from your vendors. It knows how much commission was calculated for the sales guys that were closing those sales. It knows. And so it can basically say, here's what we think is going to happen. Do these things to make sure that when we get to that, that midnight point on the last day of the... it's the name of my favorite cat. I didn't do that deliberately.
I know you did it. That's why I had to laugh.
We get to that last minute of the last evening of the thing, and it's done. Obviously, we're keeping the human in the loop. We're making sure that they have visibility into all of these things, but it really is a game changer.
See, and this is why I have to ask you accounting questions, Craig, because the passion is just in the air.
The audience is here for it, Craig.
Yes, the listeners can even feel the passion, which is pretty impressive.
No, this is going to be NetSuite Next is going to be really great for the finance function as well as other parts of the business.
Yeah, let's talk agentic AI a little bit, Patrick, because that is
Favorite.
Yes, really, really cool feature. So we talk a lot about AI functionality in NetSuite and the importance of always keeping a human in the loop. So how are we doing that with these agents?
Mm-hmm. So agents, basically, they can do work for the user. You can delegate work to agents. We're going to be delivering lots of agents out of the box that will help you to perform certain tasks. And with Suite agents, customers can build their own agents. And there's fundamentally two ways agents can be triggered. You invoke them in Ask Oracle, you ask a question, you talk to an agent, and you have a conversation with the agent. But agents can also work autonomously behind the scenes. And so, for example, they wake up on Monday morning and monitor a certain part of the business for you, and based on your instructions, flag certain anomalies or certain conditions and ask for your help. Exactly what level of autonomy you want the agent to have, that's up to the user. Different users or different administrators decide how much autonomy they want to give to the agents. Sometimes that's more, sometimes that's less. But in the system, into Ask Oracle and in NetSuite Next, we built in the ability for agents to collaborate with the user in many different ways when the user needs to be in the loop. And in fact, I think we showed some experience that we built for this particular use case where we have a new design for you to see what the agent is doing, what are the exceptions, when does the agent need to ask for help, how does that work, So how do we surface the information to the users so that they can make the decision within everything they need to know?
Very cool.
Well, looking forward, what are you hoping customers are going to go and engage with in NetSuite Next first? What are you hoping? What are you expecting them to look for, or what would you like them to look for?
I think, from my perspective, is the moment that they click that button that will instantly give them access to NetSuite Next, is that perhaps the first thing that they should do is ask a question. Whatever page they were on, start interacting with the AI right there and then, and dip your toes in the water, and just start exploring and seeing how much help it can provide you in that moment, in that particular situation that you're currently working with, and then as Patrick said, we'll see how fast they get sucked into the experience.
Ask away.
Ask away.
Away. Great direction here. Patrick, one last question for you as we look ahead. We're sitting back here, SuiteWorld 2026. How will you define success for NetSuite Next at that point?
So hopefully next year we will see a lot of customers having asked away and having experienced what we've shown today, and we will see even more innovation and more use of agents. As I said earlier, I cannot wait to see what Suite agents customers and partners are going to be building. That is going to be so exciting, and I'm really looking forward to see it. And I'm sure I will be blown away by the innovation and creativity that our customers and partners will have. So I think that's going to be a big part of SuiteWorld next year.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much, Craig and Patrick, for coming on
Thank
the
you.
NetSuite podcast at SuiteWorld 2025. And thank you to my co-host, Chris Bloom.
Do I get a hug now?
You can have a hug in 10 seconds. And for everyone at home, thank you so much for listening to the NetSuite podcast here at SuiteWorld. Remember to check out our virtual program, netsuitesuiteworld.com/onair, where you can catch the product keynote from this morning in addition to Evan's and Sam's keynotes from yesterday. They also get access to breakout sessions, Chris, more learning opportunities, virtual networking, so much fun stuff happening there, so check it out, and we will see you soon, where Fritz will be sitting down with our education services team to find out how you can optimize your use of the suite. We'll see you soon.
Wow. You had all of that memorized?